5 years ago, Serhiy Zakharov lived and made paintings in his native city of Donetsk. In the spring of 2014, his city was occupied by Russian-backed militants.
Something would change beyond recognition every day. However, after the militants entered the city, there was already a feeling that the city was lost. Before that, it seemed that it was still possible to bear with it and that all would pass, and that everything was not so serious.
Serhiy says that at the time, he couldn't bear watching nameless armed men walking around the streets of Donetsk. He couldn't oppose them openly, so he decided to do it secretly, with the help of a brush and a pencil as his weapon. Serhiy created an art group of resistance called Murzilka. During the day, he painted caricatures making fun of the militants, and he would put them on the walls of buildings of occupied Donetsk in the early morning.
I would just walk around the city and take note of the places where I could put up my works. I used to mark the spot. It was never a spontaneous decision. I always checked if there were video cameras nearby, always thought of ways to escape. Where to park my car, how to deliver the painting to the spot, and how to hang it.
However, even extra discretion didn't help Serhiy escape captivity. In August 2014, the occupiers figured out who the artist was and arrested him.
People were lying on the floor in the basement. The floor of the basement was literally covered with bodies. A lot of them were already crippled. I was beaten during the first interrogation, then during the second one, and then the third. I found myself having trouble breathing. Only later I found out that my ribs were broken. After my first interrogation, the militants staged my first mock execution.
Interrogation, starvation, torture, and mock executions. For 6 weeks, Serhiy lived in hell. His friends helped him escape and move to government-controlled territory of Ukraine. Here, the artist came up with the idea to tell his story in a comic book.
No photographer or cameraman had a chance to see and film that, so I had to paint it.
Serhiy called his comic book The Whole. He says that's how Russian-backed militants refer to the so-called Donetsk People's Republic. The book has already been translated into 8 languages.
Now people living in mainland Ukraine know that such non-aggressive resistance exists in Donetsk. Now this truth should spread worldwide.
In the near future, Ukraine's Ministry of Information Policy is going to work on the distribution of the graphic novel, titled The Whole, August 2014. Reported by Artem Holub, UATV.